Hey, how y'all doing? I'm still trying to figure things out with my computer and doing my YouTube live. So this time I am doing it on my laptop, my Mac laptop. So I just want to get on here just for a few moments and talk to you guys about letting go so they can grow. So mothers, fathers, parents can learn from this, can take from this, can receive from this. But I just want to say to you guys on this Mother's Day that I'm taping this, but it can be for any day. You can listen to this at any time in regards to what you feel about your children and the things that you've been trying to do all your life. I just want to encourage you that even though sometimes we feel like we didn't do a good job, we feel like that we could have did better if we had had more information, if we had had more things to provide for our children. I want to let you know that hey, your children just need love. Your children just want you. I know the kids gimme, 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 or they feel entitled. But I just want to say to you guys that even though sometimes they feel entitled, the kids on today, you have to still also realize that they don't really know what they want. They don't really know what they need. They see what other people say and what other people want. But I want to say to you guys that hey, they don't always know. You pretty much know what's best for them. And I want to encourage you to know that even in this day and time that you still are the leader of your home. You still are the one that can make the right decisions. You're still the one that knows best for your children, even if sometimes you are limited with information, you're limited with education. Just know that number one, hey, I love you. You let them know you love them. And that's all you can do. But I want to talk about also letting go so they can grow. I talked about this with another audience about when you first raise your children, when the children, excuse me, not first raise, when the children are born. I remember myself, I was like so excited. Like I have three children. I was so excited. I was like, wow, okay, I sure can't wait till they start feeding themselves. I sure can't wait till they start changing their, going to the bathroom. I can't wait till they learn how to walk. I can't wait till they start going to school. So I was already rushing in my mind. And I didn't know how to just like really enjoy my children. I enjoyed them sometimes, but it was more like, come on, let's get you off the bottle. Come on, let's get you walking. Come on, let's get you talking. Come on, let's get you educated. So it was more like that. And so I just want to encourage you on today to let go and let them grow, not only when they're babies, but as they get older. I like the story about Jesus when Jesus was 12 years old and their parents was going to visit Jerusalem. They went once a year. And so the whole family was a whole family thing. Your kin folks, all the people that's connected to you and stuff like that, they would all travel and go from Nazareth to Jerusalem. And so on this particular day, they go to Jerusalem. Jesus is now 12 years old. Mary has other children at this time. Her and Joseph have had other children, probably about 5+ children at this time. And they're on their way. They're there in Jerusalem. They stay for a couple of days. It's time to leave, like they've always done for over 12 years. They've been going because Jesus is now 12. And so they leave and they get packed up and ready to go, got all the kids with them. And then they realize a day later, like, wow, Jesus is now with us. And so they had to go back a whole nother day journey to find Jesus. It took them a total of 3 days to find Jesus. When they found him, he was sitting talking with doctors and different great minds at that time. And so he's there talking, just chopping it up. And the men that are listening to him, they are so amazed. And one thing I like about Jesus, he at this time as a little boy, he also was very inquisitive. So he would listen, he would pay attention, and he wanted to know their reasoning, their insights. And then the men would listen to his response and realize we're talking to a genius. We're talking to someone who have great insight. A lot of times our children, we have different levels of children. Sometimes one of our children can be, you know, uh, diagnosed with some type of Asperger or autism or disability with mental deficiency, uh, cerebral palsy. There are so many different things that our children, some of our children, we was believing God for great, that our kids was going to be born right. We try to eat right. We try to do right. But no matter what, they still came the way they are. So we might have some children that are geniuses. Then we might have some children not so much. Let's kind of lift myself up. Not so much genius. So, and then so trying to deal with it and trying to raise kids in this way in this day and time can be quite difficult. But I want to encourage you that, hey, life is short and just love them. Just do the best you can. Even though Jesus was a person that he was the son of God, I like what the scripture says that even Jesus had to learn, even Jesus had to grow up, even Jesus had to mature. So you have to understand that even your kids have to grow up. When Mary and Joseph found Jesus, and they said, Jesus, I mean, why would you do this to us? Why would you allow us to go through all this? Why would you allow us to be looking for you? And we are sorrowful. We were so afraid that something had happened to you. And then so Jesus was like, hey, I had to be about my father's business. He was telling his parents what he thought and stuff. At 12 and 13 and 14, they start, sometimes believing that they know more than what you know. And so Mary and them was very upset, but Mary listened to what Jesus said and took it to heart. And then sometimes you have to just pay attention to your kids. You have to see what type of minds they have, what are their interests, introduce them to different things and let them make a choice on what they like. And then so let me go back to the point that I was talking about with my kids. I was so in a hurry for them to grow up. And then when they become adults, then we had to learn how to let them go. We had to learn how to release them. We had to learn that, hey, it's time for them to grow. It's time for them to get up. It's time for them to do whatever they need to be doing. And we need to give them a chance to go so they can grow. And just know that, hey, you did the best you can. Just tell them, hey, whatever you couldn't do, say, hey, y'all make it up in the rear. Hey, whatever you couldn't do, I told one of my children, I said, hey, I did the best I can. Let's see what you're gonna do for the remainder of your life. And you encourage them, you support them. And I just want to encourage you guys on today to know that he is for you, he's with you, and that through it all, sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes it can be difficult when your children say things that you thought that they would say something, better about you. You thought that, hey, when they grow up, they're going to call you. They're going to do all these different things. I remember different moms and different ones would say, hey, y'all don't call me no more. Y'all don't diss me no more. All these different things because when kids growing up, they got their own mindset. They got their own things that they want to do. And so I just want to let you know, sometimes you have to let them go so they can grow. So be encouraged. Know that even Jesus had to grow up and mature. Give your children space to make mistakes. Give them space to know that that hey, they can do better. Give them space to see who they are. Give them space to learn who they are in certain dynamics, certain situations. You prepare them with information. You prepare them with cautions and with warnings. And still, at the end of the day, they still have to make the ultimate choice and a decision on how they're going to live their lives. And so, mothers, I want to say to you, don't carry that baggage. As a family therapist, I'm telling you, it is so easy to feel guilty. It's so easy to carry those thoughts that what if I had done this, if I had done that, if I had done this, if I had done that. And I just want to say to you guys, just know that you did the best you can. Just know that, hey, that God is a big God. He can help them. He can watch over them. He can care for them. He can do what you couldn't do. And so, if you are a new mother and you're going like, I don't know what to do. I got all these different books. I've heard all these different people say different things. Hey, read the books, listen to different ones, but at the end of the day, do what you feel best for your children. I remember when I had my second child, the first child, everything had to be clean. Everything had to be sterilized. By the second child, we was eating off the floor. Mother, I'm saying, I go like, what? I was like, hey, I cleaned the floor. It should be clean. And whatever. So we would pick up cereal. We dropped. He would eat them, and I would eat them too. It's just so every child is different. When you have your first children, you don't know what to do. You don't know what's going on or what's happening. But I encourage you to know that in these days and times, it's difficult to raise children, but know in the end that, hey, I love them, I care for them, and that I'm going to let you go so you can grow, make your own mistakes, make your own choices. I will counsel you on the way. I will give you advice on the way. And so give yourself a break, mothers. Give yourself a break. I know you might not have had everything you wanted, but give yourself a break. Because at the end of the day, they're going to remember how were they treated, were they loved. That's what they're going to remember the most. So I hope y'all was blessed.